Hi, welcome to Wednesday. This YouTube is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to tell you what Earthbound spirits have told me about aliens, UFOs, that type of thing. Personally, I do believe aliens exist. I really don't think we are the only planet that has life on it. And there are so many other galaxies. And from what I understand from the Earthbound spirits, we Earthlings are infants compared to these beings. And you think about it, if they can come all the way to Earth, we're not going to their planet. At least I don't think we are. This is how it started a long time ago. A lady called about problems in the house. Nothing I really hadn't heard before, except she asked me about the high-pitched noise on occasion. How can a ghost make that noise? This was a young couple in their mid-20s, no kids, nice house, nice jobs. And I said, I don't know, but we'll try to figure it out when I come out. So I went out to their house, and there was Bill, an Earthbound spirit about 40, and a woman Earthbound spirit about 50. Her name was Ann. The husband and wife were both home. They were both there when I came. They explained things that they saw and all the electrical problems they were having, and they did not have any animals, but they could hear walking around, the washers, a lot of plumbing issues, typical Earthbound ghost problems. The roof was leaking, and Anne, the Earthbound woman, said, "You have to stop these creatures from coming in the house." And I just sort of stared at her. And this was our family home for 28 years. I never saw anything like this when I was living here and when I was alive. The man, Bill, the Earthbound man, Bill, said, "When they come, I leave. I fought in 2 wars, but these things scare the hell out of me." So now I'm sitting there thinking to myself, and now both Bill and Ann are talking at the same time, trying to tell me all the goings on and what these creatures are doing when they are in the house. And as they're telling me, I'm trying to tell the young couple, who are just staring at me like, what are you talking about? And this was the first house I had ever been in that Earthbound spirits talked about aliens. I was really glad there were 2 of the Earthbound spirits, because if there had only been 1 and they were talking like this, I would have thought that before they died they probably weren't taking their meds, because, I mean, who talks like this? Bill and Ann said about 6 to 8 times a month, usually between 2 and 4 in the morning, 2 of the creatures will come in and look around the house, snoop through all the rooms. They're very quiet, but they are definitely in. And I was telling the couple this, and the wife says, "How? We always have the house alarm set when we go to bed." Bill said that one of them will walk over to the alarm pad and wave some kind of a tool over it, and it stops making noise. I did ask, do they reset it before they leave? And they really didn't know. And the wife said, there's been mornings we've gotten up, but I thought, well, my husband went outside and he turned it off, and he probably thought I did, so we never paid any attention. And the ghost continued. Every time they come, they take one of them out. They just carry them, and while they are gone, there is a high-pitched noise, almost like air coming out of a balloon, only higher. You know when you hold a balloon and you let the air out and you pull the part where you blow, it's real high. And this is the kind of noise that it is. I asked them when they are picked up and carried out, do they move or wake up? And Ann said no. Bill said as far as he knew, at least when he was in the house, they took one of them, never both, and each time they came in, they took one of them, but never both of them. The homeowners at this point are starting to freak out, and I don't blame them. I mean, the wife said, oh my gosh, I thought ghosts were bad, but this? She asked me if I could stop them from coming into the house. I said no. First of all, I haven't seen them, and they're not dead. They are alive. And no, don't even ask. The quinceañeras will not stop them from coming in. Again, that only works on dead, earthbound people. I asked Bill and Ann how long before they were brought back into the house, and they said they kept them out about 1.5 to 2 hours. The couple asked, what are they doing with us? And I don't know. There are theories about medical tests done on them and that type of thing, but who knows? I asked what they look like. Their height was from 5'2" to maybe 6 feet. They were very dark, gray dark. Their eyes were very, very black, like where it would be blue or brown. Their eyes were like black marbles. They had something that looked like a nose, no mouth. They had a very round head, thin neck, and like I said, they were green-gray but not shiny, sort of a dull green-gray. Long arms, hands, just fingers, but spread far apart, so they weren't together like ours. They were spread open. I asked the couple if they remembered any of this. They said they did not. I asked, did you have weird dreams about anything that they're talking about? They said they never dreamt anything like that either. And let's face it, it was the middle of the night. I asked the couple about the high-pitched noise. The wife said the first time she heard it, she was sleeping in the guest room. She had a bad cold and didn't want her husband to catch it. She said, at first I thought I was dreaming the noise. I had taken cold tablets and thought that is why. But then I'm laying there trying to figure out what did I have in the house that would make that kind of noise. The husband said the first time he heard it, he thought it was the air conditioner, that was making the noise. But they said both times they never had the urge to get up and look. They just fell back to sleep. And they both said they were not aware of either one missing. And after they had heard the noise, like I said, they fell right back to sleep pretty quick. Ann said, ask them. After they would hear the noise, the next morning they would have a headache for a couple of hours. So I asked the couple, and they looked at each other, and they said, oh yeah, we did have headaches, like sinus headaches across the forehead and around the eyes. Bill and Ann went into the light. After 2 weeks, the wife called. The high-pitched noise happened again. And yes, they both had a goofy headache in the morning. About 18 months later, the husband got transferred out of state for work. They called from the new house. They wanted to see if they could put the seeds up, and if the house was clear, and it was, and they could. I did get a Christmas card from them that year, and she wrote in it, "No high-pitched noises in this house." So apparently we have no aliens. This happened 20 times, most that I can remember. Most of the houses were in very rural areas. And yes, there's been a couple in Ohio and Pennsylvania, but Wyoming, North and South Dakota, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Kentucky, especially the hills in Kentucky, Tennessee. These are all houses, not businesses, that I have found these aliens in, or the earthbound spirits have told me about these aliens. Here are some of the other things that they have done from other people's houses. They could hear mumbling noises, like somebody talking, but they can't make out the words. It's like, almost sounds like if you're close standing to a beehive, you can hear the buzzing. They are paralyzed. They cannot get out of bed. They can turn their head from left to right, but they cannot push the covers back and get out of bed. It's like they're stuck. And the one lady said, "I'm laying there thinking about why can't I move my legs, and then I fall back to sleep." Some folks realize that there was a loss of time, especially if they sleep during the day because of a job, and if they were taken during the day. Somehow those people realized that they were missing an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. When they come in, they do not break anything. Their energy does not have any effect on the electronics like earthbound spirits. Does not affect any of that, but they're not dead. They're alive. As far as I know, the youngest person that was taken was a guy about 18. None of the homeowners had ever seen, or none of their kids have been taken, according to the ghosts. They never take children. In North and South Dakota, the aliens have a different look. They are shades of gray. The heads are shaped like a pear. The point up eyes are cat-like. They have something like a mouth. Their hands are only 3 digits. They are all about the same size, about 6 feet. Not as thin as the other ones, and their head sits more on their shoulders. They don't have a real thin neck. The aliens don't seem to see the earthbound spirits, or if they do, they just ignore them. I asked the earthbound spirits if they ever follow them or see where they were taking the people. Everybody has always said no. Personally, I would want to see where they're going. You know, there are a lot of theories out there on who, what, where, when, why. Besides believing there are aliens, I also believe they are among us. And I think with all of these theories of who, what, when, where, and why, I don't really think anybody knows. And maybe it is true that they do have aliens that they're checking out in hidden places. I mean, that's TV, that's the movies. But it could be true. I don't know. Actually, in about 4 or 5 occasions, my husband and our daughters, we have seen a UFO. We have seen an alien ship. And we were always, most of the time we were in a car. One time we were just in the backyard and we saw an alien ship. All of them seem to be in different sizes and shapes. There's the cigar-shaped one, and then there's the triangle-shaped one. But they always seem to have a lot of lights, and they're very quiet. It's not like you hear a motor running, or when a plane goes over, you hear the engine. You do not hear this with them. I'm only able to give you information that I gathered over many years from earthbound spirits. Again, I've personally never talked to an alien or seen one in anybody's house. I haven't seen an increase in people's houses of them showing up, but it's hard when one of the only ways you know you've got them is with the high-pitched noise. Sometimes on messages, when people leave them, I can hear a high-pitched noise. And I've got to figure that there's probably something to do with aliens in that particular house. But unfortunately, there is truly nothing I can do about it. So there's so many people have so many ideas on how and what we should do about it. And I think they are theories. I don't know. And I will tell you this, that I do believe some of them are already walking on Earth in human form. I really do believe that. Now, when we are going to become aware of that in my lifetime, in your lifetime, I don't know. But I really believe at some point we will know what this is all about. So those are my things about aliens. If you have questions about this in particular, come on next Wednesday at 10 o'clock in the morning. I do the live show then. You can ask questions. That's next Wednesday is the Wednesday I'm going to be talking about fairies and trolls and that kind of stuff. So if you have any questions about this alien stuff, get on that. Or write if you have questions, if you've had an experience, if you've seen them. Let me know. I would like to get as much information as I can. Okay, well, listen, everybody, this is July 4th coming up this weekend. Have a great weekend. Be careful out there. And we'll do this again next Wednesday. Thanks.